Welcome to the Divorced and Happy podcast, where we discuss all things Act 2. I'm your host, Sadie Marie. When you re-enter the world of dating after a divorce, you can definitely feel like a beginner. I know I did. I mean, many of us haven't played the dating game for years. Plus, now there's this pandemic we have to deal with. Interestingly, subscriptions on dating apps during COVID only increased. Well, why is that? Well, because now more than ever, we realize connection and intimacy matter a lot. Well, it's for all of these reasons and more that I invited my guest, Atlanta's very own gentleman number 9, James Smith, to dish with me about dating app and first date do's and don'ts. With a voice smooth like jazz, it's no surprise that James hosts his own podcast, The Situation Room, where he and his guests discuss hot topics like dating and more. So, James, welcome to the show. Talk a little bit about your podcast before we dig in here.
Well, let me just say thank you for having me on. It's such a pleasure. Congratulations on the podcast.
Thank you so much, James.
I know you worked really hard on it, and I'm just excited to be a guest on it.
I'm so happy. It's going to be a North and South Unite type of show here.
Yes, no Civil War here. Yeah, so the Engagement Room podcast.
Yeah, tell us about it before
we touch on dating issues, especially in a city like Atlanta, which can really cover any major city in the country. It all is pretty much the same.
Do you think it's the same? Do you think we in the North date the same as you
in the South? A whole, I feel like people have the same issues.
The dating apps are the same, I guess.
Yeah, but okay. It's probably a totally
culturally
different experience.
A little bit different.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, like in Atlanta, ladies, you're going to have a better experience. One reason, because I'm there.
Okay, I'm not necessarily going to deny that. I have no comment. No comment, James. Moving on. Anyway.
Yeah, but, on the show, we touch on other stuff, little political stuff, just anything dealing with society and culture. We're going to tackle it. So please feel free to tune in. iTunes, Spotify, anywhere that you listen to your podcast.
Again, that's the Engagement Room.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to share some tips to those who are diving back into the dating scene after a divorce. This is what you should be doing and not doing. Okay. So do this, don't do this.
Okay.
Okay, James. So James, what should the ladies be doing when they're working on their apps? So do this, ladies, on your dating apps.
Okay, ladies. What I would suggest, based on some of the profiles I've seen, I would say say what you're looking for. State your intentions right away.
Okay. They want casual, or they want
if you're looking for something serious,
monogamous. Okay.
Yes, casual dating.
Mm-hmm. What is casual dating to you, James? You might want to define that for the ladies.
Casual dating to me is, you're not really looking to be locked down. You're not looking for marriage. You're not looking for just that traditional style of being in a relationship. But you may have several things going on in your life and you're working on, and you just want that companionship from time to time.
Sure. Sure. So it's not exclusive.
No, y'all can figure that out. Once you're dating, and depending on what kind of vibe y'all have, or some people just stoke on set on no, I don't want that at all. So just let that be known up front as well.
Right. And there are other ways to be dating beyond traditional monogamy or just casual. I mean, there's polyamory.
Oh, of course.
There's, being a third wheel of open relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's so different.
A lot different than maybe when you're 20s, ladies and gentlemen, when you were before you got married, etc.
Right. Right. And
a whole new world out
there. And you have to, a lot of people are open to that.
Yes. And I applaud that openness.
Me too.
Okay.
Because I don't look down upon any of that.
Nope.
All this traditional stuff, I'm not with it.
You be you.
Yeah.
I'll be me.
Exactly.
We'll find our way.
And we'll smile and be happy.
Exactly. Okay, what's another do, James?
Another do, please, ladies, please post a full body image.
Men are very visual, ladies. We know this.
We're very visual, because I can't tell you the amount of headshots I've seen. And, women are beautiful. So many ways.
Of course we are.
But,
but you want to see the full deal.
Yeah, just give me, So
there's no surprises.
It's no surprises. And when we meet, I'm not like, oh my God. Either way. I'm not taken by surprise either way.
Right. Like when you meet a woman, you don't want to have to tell her, like, God, eat a sandwich, man. You should be really eating a sandwich.
Right.
You don't want to be so shocked that she's so stick thin.
Right.
That, you know, you're like, oh my God, please, I got to feed you quick.
Right.
Okay, very good. Okay, we get it. Okay. So do show a full body image. Okay, what else?
Yes.
What else you got for
On
us?
at least one picture.
At least one. Okay, very
Yes.
good.
Keep the photos classy. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. We're visual creatures.
Yes, very much
and
so.
we love skin and whatever you're showing. Catch a man that's serious or in alignment with what you're looking for.
Sure.
You want to keep it classy.
And also leave some room for the imagination, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
little
course.
mystery.
Yeah, you don't want to do the Little Kim album cover from her first album back in the day. If you haven't seen that that
I need to look
iconic
that up.
picture,
You'll have to show me that later
it's
after the show,
Yeah,
James.
Google that and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
But kudos to Little Kim for being,
oh yeah,
you know,
she was who
being
she
her
was.
authentic self.
Yes, and that's one thing that I would suggest. You know, just be you.
Like we said earlier,
Yeah.
you be you, I'll be me.
Right.
It'll all work out. Do you have any more do's or should I share? Do you have more do's? If you have more do's, share them. I want to hear them.
Yeah. You know, when you're engaging in conversation on the app or via text or even on the phone conversation tip, you know, just the one word answers.
So frustrating.
Oh, and I'm sure ladies experience it as well.
Absolutely, we sure do.
But that's a definite, like, I'm about to delete this and move on. I'm
Right.
not putting up with this.
Right. I don't understand why people, if they go on a dating app, you know, is it just more of a game, like to see who they? Sometimes I feel like people think it's more of a game, like I can match with all these people, and they don't really want to engage with you per se in a depthful way. It's more just a game to see who they can match with. I think there's a little bit of that.
It's a game.
So I feel like if people aren't answering more than one word, they're playing a game and just get rid of them. In my opinion, that's kind of harsh.
Definitely get rid of them.
Right. So if it's not a game, what I'm hearing you say is show up with more interaction.
Yeah. At least, ask me the question back. If I ask you something, you say no, yes, maybe. No. That's so annoing.
Right.
I don't care how attractive you are. That's a no for me, dog.
Yeah. No, dog. Oh, wow. Old school. That was old school. Get a little Seacrest out later here. Okay. Very good. Very good. Anything else on your do list?
I think that's it. What about your dudes?
Okay. Well, again, so bios. Gentlemen, and I don't know if women do this, but a lot of men do not have a bio, James. They just have like a picture or two and nothing.
Just a picture.
Right. And that is unsatisfactory. So I won't even swipe right on a guy if he doesn't have a bio. That's just suspect to me. Again, it feels like a game thing. Like he's not really invested. If he can't even write a sentence or two about himself, his interests.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, if you are authentic on these apps and you really want to meet women, awesome women, and there's so many of us, you do have to have a bio.
Yes.
Correct. Just a sentence, 2, 3, your interests, how you spend your time.
Let a little of your personality show in your pictures and your bio.
Humor.
Yeah.
Women like to be engaging with a man who has a little bit of, wit. You don't have to be charming. Charming's different than being witty.
Right.
But if you can be, funny, a little personality.
Yeah, just show a little.
A little bit.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. Also, do, like you said, include more than one photo, but I'm going to beyond the full body. Like, again, more than just a headshot, more than just an image of you at the gym, just something, again, that shows a range of who you are. Images tell us so much so quickly. And if you don't have many photos, you have a friend, a girlfriend, you have a sister, or you have a girlfriend.
Somebody.
You have a girlfriend who'd be like, oh my gosh, we're going to put this blue shirt on you and we're going to take a picture of you. Your girlfriends want to help you out on your dating apps. Yeah. I've done it for male friends before.
Yeah. I mean, if you're serious about dating, you want to put some type of effort into it.
Correct.
So, yeah, if you have a friend girl.
A friend girl.
That's what we call it down south. Or
I like being a friend girl, by the way. I do. I like having guys who are my friends. Just my friends. I do.
Listen,
I'll be your friend girl. Take your picture.
A good male, female, healthy friendship is great.
I agree. Men who do not agree with that, let's have a conversation. They're missing out. Okay. So do have more than one photo. I say minimally 3, ideally 5 in a perfect world. Showing a range, like, activities you like to do, maybe a recent trip. Even if it's a scenic picture and you're not in it, just shows me something about your personality.
Yes.
Okay. Do share what you're looking for. And I'm going to go beyond what James said. So I guess we're on the same page. So again, if you want monogamy, if you want polyamory, if you just want to be hooking up, if you want, to add one more chick on your short list, like just put it out there.
Just put it out there.
Just put it.
You'll
really,
be surprised,
because
gentlemen.
Women can handle this. I think a lot of men think they have to be. Sneaky is a strong word, but they have to be more subtle. And I disagree, because when I've had honest conversations with men about what I'm looking for, they find it very refreshing that I'm so open and direct.
It is.
See?
It is very refreshing.
It's very refreshing. And so I think that men should reciprocate
They
that.
should.
And usually once women are open and honest with men about what they want, I feel like men do reciprocate.
Yes,
Do you agree?
it's a green light.
Okay.
It's definitely a green light. It lets me know, okay, we're on the same page.
We're on the same page.
Or I can get on that page if that wasn't what I was looking for. But
Okay, and James already said this, but I'm going to say it again. So when we start a conversation, when we match, I think if we match, you should absolutely, men should initiate something. What frustrates me is you match with all these people and then no conversation ever starts. Kind of drives me nuts. It's even worse than just getting the one word, hey. Like there's nothing.
well, can I give you a little insight on that?
Ooh.
Just a little
Yes, that's
bit.
why you're on the show.
Yeah. Okay.
Enlighten me, James.
So I would say 95% of the time when that occurs,
Yeah. When a guy doesn't initiate. Like when there's no conversation.
When there's no conversation
When you
and
match
he
and
matches.
he's just hanging out in the top level of the app. I don't know what it's called. The
yeah,
waiting area.
Right. In queue.
The NQ. There you go. Okay. So enlighten me. So what's really going on? Women, listen up, ladies, because this frustrates me to no end. Okay.
I would like to think that it's so many matches that he's having to navigate through.
Okay. Interesting.
I may have 10 matches in one day. Ooh. Then I'm going to go through those matches and like see who piques my interest the most.
Okay.
And then it's kind of like I'm more interested in this person.
So what I'm hearing you say is if a guy isn't initiating conversation right away, just forget about it. Like just unmatch him.
I mean, I would give it a few days.
But the ladies could initiate too. It doesn't always have to be the guy.
Well, on certain apps, the woman has to.
Well, yes, for example. Bumble. The woman has to.
And I love that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that too. I like being in the driver's seat on that app.
Now, if you don't get a response back, of course it times out after
correct.
a certain time. But,
Correct. The urgency is there. I like that about that app too.
Yeah.
But what I'm hearing you say is if you aren't getting a gentleman to initiate conversation with you, you're probably on the back seat of his list. And the problem I have, you want to hear the problem I have, James? I think you know the problem I have. I usually like to try and match with guys that don't live in the same city as I do. Does that shock you?
You try to.
Oh, I like to match with guys that don't live in the same city. And so I'm, if I'm 900 miles away from you, I'm probably not going to be like your number one person you're going to start talking to.
That's true.
But you might still come on and see me.
You may.
It's happened before.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't mind traveling.
I am a great hostess, but I digress. Yes. So, okay, we've shared some of our do's. Now, let's talk about our don'ts. Don't do this on a dating app, gentlemen, ladies. Go ahead, James.
Okay.
Don't do this.
Some of my don'ts. I'm going to go with don't include your kids on your photos.
I would
and not
thumbs up to that. Don't.
Yeah,
do
not
that.
saying that I don't like kids or anything like that, but no, it's for safety reasons. You got some sick people out here. You got pedophiles, and you don't want to expose your kids like that because these people might try to use you to get to your kids, and it's crazy that I have to
say that. And I wasn't even thinking that,
true.
but I appreciate you saying that because I think sometimes we just assume the best of people and we can't always do that.
Yeah.
So just leave the kids out of it.
Yeah. And also
post them on Facebook.
Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, those type of social apps. But on a dating app, I just feel like I need to see you.
It's more about the individual.
Yeah. Don't.
It's premature to post the kids. You can refer to them in your bio.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important to know if you
have children.
You have children. If you don't want, or you're done having children, or you want children in the future.
Sure.
All of that is important.
Right.
And of course, especially for the single mothers, your children are a big part of your life. So if a guy is going to date you and y'all going to be serious, of course, that element is going to be introduced.
Right. But not for quite
not
some
initially.
time.
Yeah. Nah, let's just, I would suggest keep the kids out of the photos.
Okay.
Another don't put such specific qualifiers on your profile, meaning that a guy has to have this certain status or this type of salary in order for you to date him, or if you don't have these things, swipe left automatic. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting to date somebody that has certain things, but when you initially, if I was one of those guys that had all of that, and I saw a woman, I would say to myself, she's a gold digger.
Sure. She's not wanting to know the authentic me.
No,
it's more about my material
status.
Correct.
I guess the same way a woman would feel if she is just a trophy wife or whatever.
Right.
So that's just a turn off for me. Another thing I would say, another one of my don'ts.
Yes.
Don't have every photo of you and all of your friends. Like in every single photo, I don't know who I'm talking to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's like, where's Waldo? Where's Sally?
Yeah, like,
who's Sally? Who is? Like, is she the blonde brunette?
Yeah, like I'm eyeing your friend the whole time, and then I come and find out, oh no, this is not her profile. So just let me see who you are. Again, if you don't have single photos, ask your friend to put them on a dating app. Put a little effort into it. Ask your friend, your
gay bestie, because he will help you. Somebody. He will pick out the outfits. He will make you look good, girl.
Let's put a little effort in, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
put a little effort into this.
Yeah, I agree.
And speaking of photos, just don't post 10-year-old photos.
No glory day photos.
Yeah, we all were, in
from
our
the
prime.
90s. Yeah,
I'm in my prime now. I feel
you are. I agree.
But I do.
40s were fabulous in our 40s.
But 10 years ago, I was another guy. You know what I mean? Physically.
You did look different.
Yeah, I look like a different guy. So it's unfair for me to post that picture and we show up on a date and I don't look like that.
Correct. Correct.
It's false advertisement.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have some don'ts. Okay. Here's my number one don't, James. Don't post a fish photo.
No fish.
No fish, unless it's a metaphor, team. Unless it's a metaphor about how much you like fish. Don't do it.
I've been hearing so much of that. Women saying guys are posting these fish and hunting pictures. What's up with that?
The deer. I think it's a Midwestern thing. I don't know if the Southern men are doing it as much, but my girlfriends and I talk a lot about the fish photos, and we just want to say, gentlemen, refer to your passion for fishing in your bio. Use a cute just fish emoji.
Yes, that's just list your hobbies.
A cute little hook. Yeah, we don't need to see the fish photos, please. That's number one.
Okay. Don't do it, fellas.
Don't do it. Okay, number two. Do not include photos of your dog licking you on your mouth. Do not include photos of you and your dog in bed. Team.
Yes.
Gentlemen, James, help me out. James.
Listen. and I should have had that on one of my don'ts.
Not hot. It is not attractive. I appreciate that you love your pet. Again,
I'm an animal lover.
Maybe you're just a picture of your pet as one of the 5 or 8 pictures. But when they're licking your mouth, or they're in bed with you, it just does not work for me.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Right?
Yeah.
Do women do that with their cats?
They do it with dogs.
With dogs.
Everything. A lot of women have dogs.
Do they have them licking their mouth?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some of those pictures. So like I said, I should have had that on.
We're uniting.
Yeah.
North and South unite.
Yeah. United.
No fish.
Listen.
No dogs licking your mouth.
Every time I think about kissing you, I'm going to remember that picture.
The dog photo.
So yeah,
don't do it, team. Okay. Number 3. When it comes to your bio, do not have the only sentence be, just ask. That is lazy.
Super lazy.
That is so lazy. You're asking us to work more. No. That is not attractive. That just immediately tells us a lot about you.
Is that an automatic swipe left?
It's not attractive. It really makes me, even if he's looking like Michael B. Jordan, I'm just like,
Yeah.
It's hard. That's hard. Okay. Another thing I want to say to men is your bio on your dating app is not a way to relive your childhood. Okay. I realize, guys, that you were a child once. And I'm sure you were an adorable child and a funny child, but I don't really want to date your inner child. I'm not looking to date the 9-year-old you. I'm looking to date the grown-up you. So I appreciate you want to be witty, but just be thoughtful about your wit. Like, don't go bananas. It just feel very immature.
Right.
Being too immature is not attractive.
Yeah, well, a lot of men are in their second childhood.
I see that often on dating apps, yes. Men just don't really think through what they're putting. I mean, it's fascinating, but we'll just leave it there. It is a little lazy.
Yeah, just like I said, everybody put more effort. If you're serious about dating or just dating in general, like put a little effort into these
Maybe
apps.
get some feedback from a friend of the opposite gender. That's an idea too. Okay, we're going to move on though. We're going to talk about first dates. The first date.
Uh-oh.
I remember my first dates after I was back into the dating pool. And it was fun. It was with my Hollywood crush.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
I know. I matched with my Hollywood crush. It was 32 at the time.
Okay.
I was feeling like a winner, James Smith, but that is another episode. But anyway, first dates can be fun or they can be incredibly awkward. So we're going to give some tips on the do's and don'ts of a first date. Okay. Start us out, friend.
Okay. A few tips for the do's.
The do's on a first date.
I think this should go without saying, but I'm going to say it.
I think you should.
Just do what feels natural. Go with the flow.
Okay.
I really want to see the real you.
Okay.
If you want to be touchy-feely or you want to go home with me.
I like how you just suddenly slide that in there. Okay, like that. Okay. That was settling. That was good. That was very James Smith.
Be who you
You're
are.
a charming man, you. Okay.
Yeah, I do not want to see the representative.
Okay.
I don't want to,
The representative.
I want to know who I'm dealing with.
Okay.
Who I'm trying to get to know.
Okay.
So please.
What if the authentic her is asking you 50 questions? Was that cool?
It's not cool, but it's good. It's a
then
good.
Authentic.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.
I know her authentic self is not for me.
Not for you. That's right. Oh my God, I love it.
And I know that instantly.
Okay. All right. So authenticity, absolutely. Be genuine. Okay, what do we got? Number two?
Number two, kind of what I was saying with, just being who you are. You have the love language of physical touch and you're a touchy-feely person. Just show that interest by touching me. A little subtle rub on a leg or, even a stare. A certain stare into my eyes.
A sultry stare.
Yeah, that's like a green light. You know what I mean? So that I know things are going well. Not a green light for,
Okay.
that I'm going to think a certain way, that I'm, expecting something, but it's just a green light to let me know things are going well. Yes, it is.
It's affirming.
It is.
Okay. Good. I have some do's, James.
All right, what you got?
May I share? Okay. I think what I would like to see men do is suggest a place for the first date. Take the initiative. Show me that you're really interested in meeting up and suggest a place. Don't put the onus on me. If you're asking me on the date, you're going to suggest the place and the time and take care of it. Be a man, show up, ask me, hey, let's go to blank and do this. That's attractive. That's attractive. File that away.
That's important.
Yeah. Once we're on the date, show some curiosity and not just talk about yourself.
Yeah.
James is quiet.
Nobody.
James is quiet.
No, I don't, because I don't do that. But I'm saying nobody wants to hear you go on and on
yes,
and on.
Yes, I am not
yourself.
your audience, and you are not the big show.
Like you're displaying.
Correct.
Okay, look at me. This is what I got going on.
You're not a performer.
Yeah.
Correct.
Show interest.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Interestingly, I think also if men can show how they're active listeners, like they can say things on a date like, tell me more about that. That's so interesting. Mm-hmm. So
excuse me, I'm taking notes right now.
So not only showing curiosity, or asking questions, but then active listening. Like, wow, that's really intriguing. Tell me more. I'm so interested. I mean, and being authentic, obviously. Yes. But that is very attractive. Women were so simple, see. But you know this. If a man can listen to us and ask us questions and make us feel like he's actually interested in us as a person,
yes,
that's all we need. That's all we need. It's really all we need. It's so simple, gentlemen. Easy. It's so easy.
It sounds so simple.
Oh, it is, though. It really is. Okay. And then after the date, if there's something about the date that you really enjoyed beyond my eyes or my body or something physical about myself, like, you know, beyond saying, wow, you looked really sexy or you looked really pretty. Because women, we hear that all the time because men are so visual. And that's nice to say. Like, sure, say that, sure. But say like, wow, I really enjoyed getting to know blank about you.
Yes,
or
I've heard that before.
I thought it was so interesting to learn this about you. Or I love blank, like something about the interaction.
Yeah, other than the physical.
Correct.
Yes.
Because women hear that all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's fine, but adding something else shows that you have substance, that you actually see us more than just someone you want to have sex with.
Yep.
And that's going to mean a lot.
Yep.
I mean a lot. We might put you on our short list after that.
Oh.
I know, right? Okay. All right. Now, let's talk about what we don't want you to do on a first date, James. Start us out.
I don't want when we're, just say we're at a nice restaurant.
Okay.
You know, this is not a ego thing or trying to be controlling.
Okay.
But 10 times out of 10 for me, I'm going to pay for the first date because I just feel like that's the gentleman thing to do.
Sure.
So with that in mind,
appreciate that. Thank you.
With that in mind, especially if I invite you.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. But regardless, you know, I'm the first date is on me for sure. Don't take advantage of that though.
That's why a lot of first dates are at like coffee shops or a bar, because typically you're going to order a drink or a cup of tea. It's not going to cost $500.
Right.
Right.
All right. I mean, you can do simple first dates.
Right.
You know, and to me, those are more appropriate anyway.
Right.
Because you don't want to be stuck at a long dinner with someone that's just boring.
That you're not.
Yeah, you're not
clicking
like,
with.
Oh, let me hurt. You want something quick where you can, you know, if it's not going well, you can escape and get on out of there.
Correct.
Quick.
45 minutes if it's not going well.
Yeah.
Not much of your time that you're wasting. Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Your don'ts?
Another don't. Don't be on your phone.
That's good. That's rude. Don't be on your phone.
I mean, I see it too many times. I understand if we have children and we have to take calls and things like that.
Well, sure, if it's an emergency.
But no, you on social media and you're
on Instagram. That's
I'm
rude.
trying to talk to you.
Right.
And I hate that more than anything, to go out and see a couple on their phone looking down at a table and they're not engaging in conversation. Like, come on.
Right. Okay.
You know,
what if they're texting their girlfriend like, "Oh my God, James is so hot."
Well, go to the bathroom and do that. I appreciate that text.
James is so attractive when he wears such cool clothes. His shoes are so amazing.
I would love if she's doing that. But wait till I go to the bathroom or you go to the bathroom and do that. You know.
Okay.
It goes back to showing interest.
Right.
You know, like I feel like you're engaged in a date. You know, it's moving somewhere.
Right. I have one since you said being engaged in a date. So I have a don't.
Okay.
Don't, as a man, touch me before I touch you. Don't do that, because that makes me uncomfortable, because I might not want you to touch me. So if I touch you, it's a what color light is it?
It's a green light.
It's a green light, team.
Green light.
Yeah. So let the woman touch you first, guys.
Yes.
And then, you know, you can touch her leg.
Stop running red lights.
Yeah, don't do that. Not cute.
Please don't do that.
Right. Okay. Another don't is do not tell me your sad stories. Do not tell me all of your sad stories.
Yeah.
You've been there, James. You know what I'm talking about. Gentlemen, do not tell me how much you hate your ex-wife. Don't tell me about your terrible divorce. Don't tell me about the crazy women you've dated. Don't tell me about every sad moment in your childhood on your first date. Don't tell me how your family takes all your money. Like, that's just the most awkward thing.
It is. On a first date,
on a first date. That shouldn't even be like a third date. Nah. That's like a 10th date.
Yeah, that's when you really
That's
know
when
me.
You really
you're comfortable.
Are like monogamy, exclusive. Then you tell your sad stories.
Yeah.
You don't tell your sad stories on a first date.
Not on a first date.
That's like 50 red flags to me.
And it won't be a second date.
It will not be a second date. No. Okay, we're on the same page there.
Yes.
And don't expect to have sex with me on the first date.
No?
No.
I was just kidding.
You should not. If a woman wants to have sex with a man on the first date, she should be showing really clear signs about that. Guys, just let us lead the way on that one.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Now we're going to move on to some amateur moves we've both made on first dates or dating apps. Okay. So when I first started dating again, after being out of the dating world for 14 years, I was not familiar at all with this term called catfishing. It was a big new thing to me. And I had to learn the hard way a couple of times. So for example, ladies, you probably know this because you're so smart, and I was a little more naive in the world of apps and such. But if a man's bio or if a man's profile is just a picture of like a model, like a perfect looking person, and that's just one photo, there's no bio, I'm going to promise you it's not a real, genuine deal. Would you concur, James?
Yeah. I would say 10 times out of 10.
Correct. So just ignore that. It'll look like, I appreciate the picture, but no, it's not ever going to, just swipe left.
Yep.
And you see that on your side. How does that look for you? Does that look
I see the same thing. Or, they may even include a bio, but the pictures are just so obvious.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Very centerfold.
Yeah. And like you said, most of the time though, they're not going to reveal a lot.
Okay.
Of information.
Okay.
Because they want you to focus on this person that they're about to catfish you with.
Right.
Some of the things I see as well, I would see the hot model and they match with me and I'm like,
ooh, I know.
Ooh,
right?
I got,
look at me. Look at James.
Yeah.
Right. And then what happens?
And then you get the message. If you want to see more dirty pics of me, click on this website or click this link. It's something soliciting a porn site or webcam.
Right.
Even prostitution, you may run into that. So I've gotten food. I can pretty much pick it out now.
Right.
But
it's an amateur move.
Yeah.
We've all done them.
Yeah.
We've all been there. Another amateur move for me was I would not initiate getting off the dating app and then go to meet this person on a date, and then right when I'd get to the date, they'd unmatch with me. So it was another catfishing where they weren't that person all along. It was just they were stringing me along. It's a game to them. It's fascinating how people want to spend their time. It's very fascinating how people want to spend their time. So I decided, and women, you can decide what you're comfortable with. Not everybody wants to give out their phone number. But for me, if you can give me your phone number, I can do a little digging on you. And if you give me your last name, I can check you out on other forms of social media like Facebook, Instagram. Yeah. So I do a little homework now.
Yeah.
Before I go on a date. You have to, as a woman especially, I feel.
Yeah.
You have to do your homework. So I've learned through my amateur moves. Any other amateur moves on your end?
Follow your instinct.
Sure. We all have good instincts, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean,
more than not.
If it seems to be, too good to be true, like they cliche, it probably is.
Probably is.
I'm just still tripping out on what you just said, though. They show up. I mean, they don't even show up.
No, they plan a date with you,
and then the profile disappears.
It does. It's fascinating. I've learned.
Why do that? Why?
I know. It's intriguing, but we all have to learn. So many lessons to learn in life. But it is the month where you can have a fabulous first date. Don't worry about necessarily, chocolates this month and Valentine's and all of that. Just go have a fun first date. Get on a dating app. Have fun with it.
Have fun with it.
Show off your fabulous self.
Don't be ashamed of being on dating apps. I know some people. I mean, that's just the way.
Who's not on a dating app?
Yeah, but I mean, the pandemic forced it.
I think it's been
last year, but
I think it's been fun to be on dating apps. I've met a lot of fantastic people I never would have met all over the country that I never would have met if I had not been on a dating app.
Some people like a lot of women will put on there, oh, this is what it's come to me online dating. See, that's another turn off.
Don't do that. Have a great attitude. Yeah. If you're going to be on a dating app, be positive.
Yeah, you
see it as a fun adventure.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Exactly. Well, that was so fun talking about all these do's and don'ts when it comes to dating apps and first dates. I want to thank my guest, James Smith, the fashionista from the South, here with me in the North, having so much fun. Yes. So great to have you on this episode, James. And you can find the Engagement Room podcast on all platforms. And how else can listeners find you, James?
They can also find me on Instagram at j.versaille. That's j.versaille. Also on Facebook under that same name, J.Versailles.
Fantastic.
Thanks for joining our playful chat today. Whether you're going on social distance walks or lining up your video dates, give yourself permission to be human during this challenging time and make some fun new connections. Please also be sure to follow, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. You can also follow Sadie's Divorced and Happy podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And when you visit us on Facebook, be sure to share what your dating app and first date do's and don'ts are. You can also learn more about the podcast at divorcedandhappy.net. I'm your host, Sadie Marie, and I can't wait to connect with you soon on the next podcast episode. Until then, you take good care.